What if I told you there is something you could be doing right now? Something simple and remarkably inexpensive that science is showing can be one of the most powerful tools for aging with strength, clarity, and vitality. I'm not talking about a complicated diet, a grueling new exercise program, or some exotic pill from the other side of the world. I'm talking about a natural substance that your body already uses every single day. A substance that recent studies, many from just the last 2 years, have revealed to be a game changer, especially for those of us over 60. It's called creatine, and I know what you might be thinking. Isn't that for young bodybuilders? Isn't it complicated? Is it even safe for me? I'm here today to tell you that much of what you heard is likely outdated or just plain wrong. The latest science is painting a completely new picture. We are discovering that creatine is not just about building muscle. It's about rebuilding your body's energy system from the ground up. It's about fueling your brain for better memory, protecting your bones from fractures, and even supporting your immune system. In this video, we're going to have a very honest and straightforward conversation. I'll break down everything the latest research says about creatine and what it specifically means for you. We'll clear up all the confusion. There will be no complicated jargon, only clear, practical information that you can use to make a real difference in how you feel every single day. We'll build a simple plan, step by step, so you can feel completely confident. This is the information you deserve to have. So let's begin this journey together. Now, let's address the single biggest concern that stops people from trying creatine: the fear of feeling puffy or bloated. For decades, the common wisdom was that this was just a side effect of taking too much. But new research has given us a breakthrough, and the solution is sitting right in your kitchen cabinet. Before we talk about all the incredible benefits, we must start at the most important place: the foundation. How do you take creatine correctly to ensure you get all the good stuff without any of the worries? It is much simpler than you think. When you walk into a health food store or look online, you will be bombarded with choices. You will see bottles labeled creatine HCl, creatine ethyl ester, liquid creatine, all with fancy packaging and much higher price tags. My first and most important piece of advice is to ignore all of them. Years and years of rigorous scientific research have come to one unified conclusion. The most effective, most studied, and safest form is the original. It's called creatine monohydrate. It's usually the cheapest one on the shelf, a simple white powder with no flavor. Do not let the simplicity fool you. It is the gold standard for a reason. You do not need to spend extra money on marketing gimmicks. Plain, simple creatine monohydrate is all you need to unlock every benefit we're about to discuss. That puffy feeling is very often not a sign of taking too much creatine, but a sign of not getting enough sodium or simple table salt. Here's what's happening inside your body. Imagine your muscle cells are like a thirsty sponge, ready to soak up the creatine to use for energy and repair. But the creatine cannot just walk into the muscle on its own. It needs a special delivery truck, a transporter in your body that carries it inside. This delivery truck is powered by sodium. If you do not have enough sodium in your system, that delivery truck cannot run efficiently. When that happens, the creatine gets left stranded outside the muscle cell, in the space between the cells. And because creatine attracts water, it pulls fluid into that space, leading to that feeling of puffiness or water retention. The creatine is not in the right place to do its job. The fix is incredibly easy. When you take your daily dose of creatine, simply take it with a small pinch of salt or with a low-sugar electrolyte drink that contains sodium. You do not need much. This simple action ensures that the sodium-powered delivery trucks are fully operational. Studies have shown that having adequate sodium levels can increase the amount of creatine that successfully gets into your muscles by nearly 50%. It's a tiny adjustment that makes a massive difference. You get the creatine exactly where it needs to go, so it can work its magic without any unwanted puffiness. This single tip is so crucial for getting the best results. And because I want this information to help as many people as possible, if you are already finding this useful, please take just a moment to click that like button and subscribe to the channel. It's a small, free way to support this work and helps others who are looking for this kind of health information find it more easily. Now that you know exactly how to take creatine for the best results, let's get to the exciting part. Let's talk about the incredible results you can expect to see and feel. We are going to start with something that is at the core of our independence and quality of life. Rebuilding strength you may have thought was gone for good. One of the most frustrating parts of aging can be the feeling of losing physical strength. It is a natural process called sarcopenia, but that does not mean we are helpless against it. This loss of muscle is not just about how we look. It's about our ability to live the life we want to live. It's about the confidence to lift a bag of groceries out of the car, the stamina to play in the garden for hours, and the power to easily get up from a low sofa. It's about maintaining our independence. This is precisely where creatine demonstrates its most visible and empowering benefits. A massive systematic review, which is a study of many other studies, was published in July 2024. The researchers compiled data from countless trials looking at people who were doing resistance training. They compared the group taking a placebo, a sugar pill, with the group taking creatine. The results were undeniable. On average, the people who supplemented with creatine gained an additional 2.5 pounds of lean muscle compared to those doing the exact same exercises without it. Let that sink in. For the same amount of effort you put in, creatine essentially amplifies your results. It helps your body build and maintain that precious muscle tissue that is so vital for your metabolism, your strength, and your stability. But the story from that review gets even more compelling. The researchers noticed another, almost accidental benefit. While gaining muscle, the participants taking creatine also lost, on average, 1.5 pounds of body fat. This is the holy grail of body recomposition, gaining strength while becoming leaner. Scientists are actively investigating the exact mechanism, but a leading theory points to creatine's ability to lower chronic, low-grade inflammation. When our bodies are in a less inflamed state, our metabolic machinery works much more efficiently, making it easier for us to use stored body fat as a source of energy. So, you are not just building stronger muscles, you are creating a healthier, more efficient metabolism. Now, let's get even more specific. Where does this new strength show up? An October 2023 meta-analysis looked at 23 different studies to find out. For the upper body, your arms, chest, back, and shoulders, people taking creatine saw their strength increase by an average of 10 pounds more than the non-creatine group across various lifts. That is a significant boost that you would feel in your daily life. But the most dramatic and, in my opinion, the most important finding was in the lower body. For the big muscles of the legs and hips, people taking creatine were able to push an average of 25 pounds more. This is incredible news for every single person over 60. Why? Because lower body strength is not just about lifting heavy things. It is the absolute foundation of our mobility. It is what gives us a stable gait when we walk. It is what allows us to catch our balance and prevent a stumble from becoming a devastating fall. It is what provides the power to climb a flight of stairs without getting winded. The fact that creatine provides such a powerful punch to your lower body means it's a direct investment in your long-term independence and safety. So, how much do you need to achieve this? The old rule of thumb was 5 grams per day. However, a newer study from 2021 suggests that for building muscle, 7 grams per day seems to be the new sweet spot. The research even gave us a clever way to tailor this. If your main priority is that all-important lower body strength and stability, a consistent daily dose of 7 grams is perfect. If you also have a goal of strengthening your upper body, you could consider a short loading phase, taking about 20 grams a day for the first 5 to 7 days, then dropping to your 7-gram maintenance dose. This seems to help saturate the upper body muscles more quickly. This is fantastic. We have a simple plan for rebuilding our physical strength. But what if this strength wasn't just for your muscles? What if the same compound could work on a deeper level to give you more all-day energy and make you feel less drained and run down? That is what we're covering next, and it changes everything about how we see fatigue. While the images of strong muscles are what we typically associate with creatine, its benefits for our overall energy and metabolic health are just as profound. This is where creatine can transform how you feel from the moment you wake up to the moment you go to bed. A large meta-analysis from 2023 uncovered something that truly surprised the scientific community. It found that creatine provided similar performance improvements in aerobic activities like brisk walking, swimming, or cycling as it did in pure strength training. This finding is huge, not because it will turn you into a marathon runner, but because it tells us that creatine is working at a much more fundamental level in our bodies. It is not just a muscle supplement. It is an energy supplement. The research identified 4 key ways creatine helps your entire system run better. First, it helps reduce inflammation. As we age, managing chronic inflammation is one of the most important things we can do for our health. Second, it battles oxidative stress, which is essentially the chemical rust or daily wear and tear that our cells endure. Third, it improves your body's ability to buffer acid in the muscles, which means you recover faster and feel less sore. And finally, it helps your body replenish its glycogen stores more efficiently. In simple terms, this means the energy you get from carbohydrates gets stored properly in your muscles, ready to be used, instead of being stored elsewhere. What does all of this scientific language mean for you in your real life? It means more stamina. It means not hitting that wall of exhaustion in the mid-afternoon. It means having the energy to enjoy your hobbies, to keep up with your grandkids, to say yes to activities instead of no. It combats that deep feeling of being metabolically stressed and run down, providing a stable foundation of cellular energy that supports everything you want to do. Now, there's also a very important new piece of information that has come to light, specifically for women. For many years, it was thought that creatine was less effective for women. It was a frustrating conclusion. But when scientists dug into the why, they found a fascinating biological reason. On average, women naturally have about 10% higher baseline stores of creatine in their muscles compared to men. However, their bodies naturally produce 70 to 80% less of it on their own. Think of it like a gas tank. Women start with the tank a little bit fuller, but their internal fuel pump is much smaller. This means to really top off the tank and get the extra benefits that rise above that baseline, women often need to take a little bit more creatine than men do. The current scientific consensus suggests that women should consider taking about 10 to 20% more to experience the same incredible benefits. Many women might hesitate, worried about getting bulky, but that is a myth, and with the simple sodium tip we already discussed, there is no need to worry about water retention. By taking a slightly higher dose, women can fully unlock the powerful benefits for their strength, their overall energy, and, as we're about to see, their brain health. This is all amazing for the body, but what we are about to discuss is perhaps the most life-changing benefit of all, especially for us. We are now moving from your muscles to your mind, and the new research on memory, focus, and mood is truly revolutionary. Sharpening your mind and brightening your mood. Of all the new frontiers in creatine research, its effect on the human brain is by far the most exciting. Our brain, despite being only a small percentage of our body weight, is an energy hog. It consumes about 20% of our body's total energy. Every single thought, every memory recalled, every decision made requires a massive amount of cellular fuel. Creatine serves as a primary source of this rapid access fuel for the brain. It is stored in our brain cells as something called phosphocreatine, which you can think of as a series of small, fully charged battery packs. When a part of your brain needs instant energy to perform a task, it uses these battery packs. Having more creatine means you have more of these fully charged packs on hand, allowing your brain to work more efficiently and powerfully. This is not a theoretical concept. It's being proven in human trials with incredible results for our age group. A 2022 study specifically looked at adults and found that supplementing with just 5 grams of creatine per day led to significant improvements in memory. And the most remarkable part, the benefits are most pronounced in the participants who are 65 years of age or older. It helps us cut through that frustrating brain fog, that feeling of having a word on the tip of your tongue, by allowing our brains to access stored information more quickly. Beyond memory, creatine is a powerful weapon against mental fatigue. Think about those tasks that require sustained concentration. Managing your finances, learning a new computer program, planning a trip, or even getting lost in a complex novel. Our brains get tired just like our muscles do. Research has shown that a dose of about 8 grams of creatine per day significantly reduces this mental fatigue. It accomplishes this by fighting oxidative stress in the brain and, crucially, by increasing oxygen delivery to our brain cells. The result is that you can stay focused, sharp, and clear-headed for much longer periods. The brain-boosting power of creatine becomes truly astonishing when we look at situations of high stress, such as a night of poor sleep. We all know how a bad night can derail the entire next day, leaving us feeling groggy, irritable, and unable to think clearly. A landmark study examined this exact scenario. They took participants who were seriously sleep-deprived and gave them a higher dose of 20 grams of creatine per day for 1 week. The results were nothing short of miraculous. The creatine supplementation almost completely restored their executive function, their ability to plan, problem solve, and make sound decisions, back to their normal, well-rested baseline. Even more, it significantly improved their mood. It did not replace the need for sleep, of course, but it acted as a powerful cognitive and emotional buffer, helping their brains weather the metabolic storm of sleep deprivation. And this leads us to the most cutting-edge discovery of all, the link between brain energy and mood. For a long time, we've treated anxiety and depression primarily as chemical imbalances. But a new understanding is emerging. Using advanced magnetic resonance spectroscopy to look inside the brain, scientists have observed that when creatine levels are low in the prefrontal cortex, the area that governs our personality and emotional regulation, symptoms of depression are much more likely to appear. We are now beginning to understand that conditions like depression and anxiety are often signs of a poor metabolic state or an energy crisis in the brain. By providing the brain with the essential fuel it needs to function optimally, creatine can be an incredibly powerful ally in supporting a more stable, positive, and resilient mood. You might think that stronger muscles and a sharper mind are the whole story, but creatine has a few more incredible secrets up its sleeve that new science has just uncovered, impacting everything from the strength of your bones to your body's ability to fight off illness. Just when we think we know creatine, new science reveals even more. Recent studies show it supports not just muscles, but bones and the immune system too. A 2024 study found creatine doesn't just add density, it helps bones rebuild smarter. It stimulates bone cells to remodel structure, especially in the femur, making bones stronger and more fracture resistant. This adaptive remodeling improves how your skeleton handles everyday stress, like walking or carrying weight. Creatine also acts as an immunomodulator. It reduces chronic inflammation and boosts immune cell energy. A 2022 pilot study showed that creatine increases ATP, the fuel inside neutrophils, the white blood cells that attack bacteria. More energy means faster, stronger immune response. Creatine strengthens muscles, bones, and immunity, all through your body's own natural systems. Next, we'll tackle common myths so you can feel confident using it safely. When something truly works, myths appear. Let's clear them up once and for all. Myth number 1, creatine causes hair loss. Completely false. A small, old study sparked the rumor, but newer research shows no change in DHT, hair follicles, or density. Creatine does not cause hair loss. Myth number 2, bad for kidneys. Wrong again. Creatine slightly raises creatinine levels, a harmless byproduct of energy use, not kidney damage. Long-term trials confirm safety for healthy kidneys. Myth number 3, damages liver. Based on one outdated rat study with extreme doses, human data show no impact on liver enzymes or function. It's a non-issue. Myth number 4, causes cramping or dehydration. If cramps occur, it's from too little water, not creatine. The fix? Better hydration and electrolytes. Decades of studies agree. Creatine monohydrate is safe, effective, and one of the best tools for healthy aging. We have explored a tremendous amount of incredible information. Now, let's bring it all together into a simple, clear, and actionable plan that you can start with today. Choose the right type. Always choose creatine monohydrate. It is the most researched, most effective, and most affordable form. A simple, unflavored powder is perfect. Find your daily dose. For most people over 60, a daily dose between 7 and 10 grams is the ideal sweet spot. This is enough to saturate your muscles and provide powerful benefits for your brain, bones, and overall energy. The secret to perfect absorption. To get the best results and avoid any potential for bloating, always take your creatine with a small pinch of salt or an electrolyte drink that contains sodium. And be sure to drink plenty of water throughout the day. Consistency is key. Creatine works by building up in your system over time. Find a time of day that works for you. Morning, before, or after a walk, it doesn't matter. And stick with it every single day. Consistency is far more important than timing. You now have a complete, science-backed roadmap to using one of the most powerful tools available for enhancing your health span. This is not about chasing youth. It's about embracing the years ahead with more strength, more mental clarity, more energy, and more confidence. Thank you so much for investing this time in your health today. If this video has been helpful to you, please consider sharing it with a friend or family member who might also benefit from this information. I wish you the absolute best on your health journey.